What's going on, guys? Dom here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something called Broken Telephone with Rumors. Now, if you guys don't know what Broken Telephone is, it's this game that I used to play in school growing up where the teacher would line up a bunch of kids in a line, or we'd be sitting at our desk and the first person would say something crazy and they would whisper it to the next person and to the next person and so on and so forth. And at the very end, the last person has to tell the teacher exactly what the first person was told. So the goal is to pretty much be as accurate as possible, but obviously it's Broken Telephone because at the end of the line, everything changes because of how dialects or dialogue is lost in translation. So we're going to be doing that with some rumors. And I got this idea because Detective Grookey shot me a DM on Twitter and he's like, hey bro, check out this thing that I just noticed between these two rumors. And I'm like, these two are exactly the same thing. So it seems like people have been doing this with the rumors. They take one awesome thing that a group of people liked, or maybe someone covered a video on and people agreed with in the comments, and they take that thing and put it and plug it into a new rumor to see if it fits or if people like it. So eventually at the end of the line, you get this amazing super rumor that every part of it just sounds amazing, which I believe that last rumor that I did that was super long was kind of just that. It was just a rumor. It was just a rumor that everyone liked that was stolen from different places. So to prove to you guys that that is actually a thing, I should have it up on screen. This is what Grookey sent me, and this is from a rumor that I covered a while ago. The part that we're going to be looking at, it says Professor Poplar studies the interaction of plants and Pokemon. Daughter and assistant Crystal is battle obsessed, becomes another rival aiming to win the championship cup. That part about his daughter is completely irrelevant, but I'm going to put up another graphic. I should have it up right about now, and it's from the actual rumor that I was talking about earlier. So it says Professor Poplar, very handsome looking older man, got some salt and pepper going on, studies the interaction between Pokemon and plants, is concerned by reports of a strange plant growing on Pokemon called the Baldroot, which can greatly injure some Pokemon, though others seem to grow even more powerful from it. So here's the interesting part. This is exactly the same name. Now, Poplar, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, is actually a plant. I'm not sure if it's a tree. It probably is a tree. If the people who are following the naming scheme of the professors trying to be as accurate as possible, they probably picked that name because it's a tree. But this is exactly the same name from that previous rumor, and I guarantee you these guys were like days, even weeks apart from when they first came out. So that's the first instance of this happening. The next one I'm gonna bring up to you guys is a lot more recent. It's from actually the same exact rumor. So the part that I should have it up on screen right now, it says Galar variants for Cacnea, Kingler, Natu, and Xatu, known as Galon Pokemon. Now I wrote these down here on my Detective Pikachu pad. So wait a minute, that is upside down. I wrote it upside down. Wow, I'm an idiot. But I wrote it down just so I wouldn't forget them after we go to this list here, or it's not even a list, it's more of a graph. It looks pretty awesome. The person put a lot of time into it. So I should have it up on screen right now. What you guys are looking at is essentially supposed to be the dex. It's a rumor dex for Pokemon Sword and Shield. And the Pokemon that are in pinkish red are supposed to be getting different forms. And then I believe the Pokemon that are in gray are supposed to be getting mega forms. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you one flag right now. The chances of us getting new mega forms are pretty low. Personally, I don't think we're going to get any new megas. And if we were to get any new megas, I would be thinking that the ones that would come out first would be the Generation 4 ones. Because if you guys recall, I believe Blaziken was out before the ORAS games came out, so it was kind of teasing the whole Generation 3 remakes thing. If I'm remembering correctly, that was some time ago, so I could be wrong. But let's jump right into this. If we're remembering the list that I wrote upside down, Cacnea, Kingler, Natu, and Xatu. Let's try to remember that, but I'll remind us. Don't worry. So looks like the first 9 slots obviously are going to be our starter Pokemon, and there's a few slots that are missing. They have they have Pichu. Okay, cool. Normal. Pikachu, fine. Raichu, no Alolan, perfectly fine. Cincino, I cannot remember that Pokemon, how to pronounce that Pokemon's name properly. We have the Talonflame line. Then we have a Sentret in the Alolan form, which is interesting to me. That is Sentret and Linoone are supposed to be in the Alolan variants. The graph is kind of weird, but it goes from top left, right, and it goes straight over. So that's how the order that we're going to be going over this in. Then it jumps to let's go to Noibat, but Noivern is supposed to get a Mega Evolution. I don't know how I feel about that, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It seems, but let's just move forward. So Oddish, it seems now this is strange right here. Oddish and Gloom are pink, which means they're supposed to be getting Galar forms, regional variants. But Vileplume remains the same, but the form that is getting a Galar form is supposed to be Blossom. That's extremely interesting. They would leave Vileplume out of that. And it also says here, looks like we have the Generation 2 starters. They're all supposed to be getting Mega Evolutions. That is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think, is the time for that gone now? I do know that Generation 2 has been getting a lot of love recently, but they have an amazing set of games that came out, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Let's just move forward. I'm going to leave my opinions on that off of this. We got Nidoking and Nidoqueen sporting new Mega Evolutions. That is interesting. I would love to see how that looks, but I'm not buying it. Then we have the Venomoth line. So Venonat and Venomoth are supposed to be getting Galar forms. Okay, if you say so, man. Noctowl. Noctowl was not on our list. Let's see. Shuckle. Dunsparce is supposed to be getting... Is that a Mega Evolution? Excuse me. It's in gray. Dunsparce Mega Evolution. I kept hearing rumors that people were saying Dunsparce is supposed to be getting a Mega form, which I wouldn't mind. Personally, I wouldn't mind Dunsparce getting anything because the Pokemon gets almost no love from the community as far as just other than being something, I guess, obscure Pokemon. Shuckle's supposed to be getting a regional variant. That's interesting. I would love to see that. Shuckle's a really amazing Pokemon with extremely interesting stats. The defensive capabilities of that Pokemon is through the roof. Then we got Pyroar. We got Exploud. It's supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution. Excalibur. And then what Pokemon is that? I can't even tell. Was that a Celigor? Huh. These are hilarious. Now here's another flag right here, guys. They have Coughing and Wheezing are supposed to be getting Galar forms. If you guys didn't notice this, maybe I could be wrong. Someone please check me on this. But usually when they have Coughing and Wheezing, they usually have Ekans and Arbok. Now, if Ekans and Arbok aren't in here because we haven't gone through all of this yet, we don't know for sure. They're usually together, but it's split into two separate games, so you can't usually get them in the same game, if I'm remembering correctly. I could definitely be wrong. Someone can fact check me on that later. Then we got the Snubbull line. Granbull, I kept hearing that Granbull would be a Pokemon that's people would surmise, or have been surmising there would actually get a Galar region variant, so I had no qualms with that right there. Klinklang is supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution. These are a lot of Mega Evolutions. I know we do have a lot of them, but I think some of these are some of the strangest Pokemon to be thinking about giving Mega Evolutions, guys. It's kind of weird to me. We got Claydol getting one. Okay, I guess Claydol, I mean, popularity isn't really to me, kind of isn't a thing. Some of these things can definitely be true because from what I understand, Flygon was supposed to get one, but it was cut due to, like, I guess, time constraints, which I think is kind of selling Flygon short. I mean, Salamence was kind of like the better version of Flygon during those games, and everyone loved Salamence a lot more. He ended up getting a Mega, and Flygon got Squat. So, I don't know how I feel about that. Then we got all of the evolutions are making an appearance, and then curious enough, there are 2 slots right after Sylveon, I believe, that are empty. So I'm guessing this person is telling us that we're supposed to be getting 2 new evolutions, and people have been guessing too. Personally, I believe Steel and Dragon would make the most sense with the Galar region being this royalty. Knights are a big thing, and of course in pop culture, Knights and Dragons are usually put together. So Steel and Dragon makes sense to me, but don't say that I said that's a fact. That is just my opinion. Then of course, the first one on our list is Natu and Xatu. Now, I remember reading the rumor from the other day. It said Natu and Xatu are supposed to be getting like rock forms, or was it ground forms, where they're pretty much just stricken by fear of what they've seen in the future because they have psychic powers that they just stayed at the top of this, I think, cathedral or something like that, and they just turn into a rock form and they stay there and they just don't move. I think that's a really interesting concept, to be honest with you guys. but I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure if it's true, but it's a pretty cool concept. Now there's what is that? Delmise is supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution. Some of these are very interesting picks. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these are hilarious. Then we got let's see, Quillfish getting a Mega Evolution. That one I gotta say that one's pretty unbelievable. I'm not that Pokemon. I mean, it's kind of a double-sided thing. It doesn't get support, but giving it Mega Evolution would be supporting it. So it's kind of like one of those things. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Looks like they're saying a Ponyta and Rapidash are also supposed to be getting regional variants. I wouldn't mind. Now I'm curious, are they gonna give us the Alolan Ninetales treatment where they just inverse it? They go like they went fire to ice. Are they gonna go water? Fire to water or fire to ice? What are they gonna do there? It's really interesting to think about. Looks like our boy Golurk is supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution. So says this thing right here. Flygon is supposed to be getting his Mega Evolution in this game. So I guess this come Wednesday we'll be on the lookout for that. Then we got what's that? Crocodile. Crocodile is supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution, and then Heliolisk is as well. And then another one off our list right here, guys, is Crabby and Kingler. So we got Kingler as being one of the Galon Pokemon in the previous rumor. You seen this broken telephone thing it's happening where they just take this this nice idea and put it into another rumor. So what's happening here is this one is actually not losing information like broken telephone is supposed to go. This one is actually gaining information in a large way because it seems here the 4 Pokemon here that were said, Cacnea, Kingler, Natu, and Xatu, this one just amplified that. I'm not sure what the time difference between these two being made, if they were made at the same time, if they're made by the same person, I'm unsure. But this one is definitely seems to be playing off of previous rumors, as was that last rumor, because these names I've heard them before, except for Cacnea. I don't think the first time I've ever heard Cacnea. And then here it is right here. It's funny. This one says that Kingdra is getting a Mega Evolution, but the last rumor I just talked about says Kingdra is getting a Mega form. Yeah, I'm sorry, a Galar form. So they're contradicting each other, but it's extremely interesting. Avalugg is getting a Mega Evolution. Hydreigon is getting a Mega Evolution. I don't know how I feel about that. That's are they popular enough Pokemon to warrant a Mega Evolution is the question. Then we have Rhyperior. Now, would we give a Pokemon that is that's already you have to trade? Do we have a Pokemon that you have to trade to evolve that gets a Mega Evolution? I don't think. Do we have one of those? Because Rhyperior, you have to trade with the Protector on it, I believe, and that's how it turns into Rhyperior. Do we have one of those? I'm unsure right now. I'll probably think about it throughout this video. But we got Donphan, the Donphan line getting Alolan variants. Phanpy was mentioned a long time ago, months ago. I remember seeing a rumor about Phanpy saying that it was supposed to be getting a Galar form, but this is saying the same thing. It's extremely interesting to me. These rumors are definitely. I think this one is the one that waited and took all the best ones and then put it into their graph or whatever. Let's see, what do we have next? I think I already covered. No, I didn't cover that. Octillery is supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution, and Corsola is getting a regional variant. Now, I understand Corsola. Corsola, I'm not sure if it's scientifically or if you're speaking biome-wise. I guess that makes sense. I mean, coral is not going to look the same across the world. If it's not going to look the same in Hawaii, it doesn't look the same as it looks in Japan or wherever else in the world, the Great Barrier Reef, wherever you want to say coral is. I'm not exactly sure, but that makes sense to me that if it was in the Galar region, it would not look exactly the same as it does in the Johto region. That just makes sense. And then we have another one. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, that's our Barbonicle. So he's supposed to be getting. He's another one that kind of fits in the same thing as he's supposed to be getting a Mega Evolution. He's supposed to fit into the role of Corsola. I think those two getting forms would make sense because they're based off of things in the world that change depending on the biome or the environment. So I don't know how I feel about him getting a Mega Evolution. There are just some really random obscure ones. I think that after Sun and Moon, we weren't supposed to get any Mega Evolution. I think they were supposed to do that for that generation because we got an X and Y and we got it in Oras, which were both in Generation 6. and that was Generation 6's gimmick. Generation 7 brought about the Alolan variants, and that's what we got. And I'm not sure if variants are going to be strictly to Alola, or Galar is going to have their own variants, or I'm not sure how any of that stuff is going to go, because mechanics usually die off after our generation, from what I've seen. Mega Evolution's done, or regional variants done, who knows? But I think that's been our broken telephone, where we just look at rumors and the rumors look at each other, and they just put up like a mirror or like the same mask, and they try to sell us this this idea. I think it's extremely interesting that they do this. It's almost like there's like a union of rumors where people just play off of each other, which is, it's pretty cool. It makes for fun, I guess, imagining of different forms of Pokemon. So I'm not mad at it. It's fun to read it. It's fun to think about it. And I think that'll do it for this video, guys. Appreciate you, Grookey, Dom.